Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me for a mini collection episode today. So I did a couple of these in the early days of the channel, but it's been a little while. So I'll just give kind of a brief explanation as to what these are. So if you've watched a few of my videos in the past, you've probably come to the realization in pretty short order that I struggle sometimes with focus. I just find that I love a lot of different sports, sets, players, cards, and am constantly distracted by the next shiny thing, or maybe a card that I see on one of your channels, and it's very hard for me to stay focused and committed to any one thing for very long, I find. So that has some pros. The variety keeps me interested, and I've never been bored with collecting to date. So that's one of the pros, but on the negative side, it can lead to some hobby frustration in terms of never really finishing a lot of projects. And so the way that I kind of split the difference and deal with that is I just compartmentalize and I form like mini collections in my mind. And these are just a small grouping of cards that, while they may not represent, a complete set or all the parallel versions of a particular card or a complete rainbow or anything along those lines, it's enough of a representation that I feel like that portion of my collection is complete to my satisfaction, and it allows me to kind of compartmentalize it, put that to bed, feel like I did a pretty good job, and move on to something else. So I've done a couple of these. I think I did one on Darth Vader early in the history of the channel, and the subject of today's is going to be Juan Soto. So like a lot of you, I do somewhat collect Juan Soto. He's not, a major focus of my collection or anything like that, but I do think he is potentially a really great talent. He's already shown that even, at his early age. He's a World Series champion and a batting champion already. And the card that I've picked up recently of his that I really think is a great release is this 2019 Topps Stadium Club card. This is the red foil version. I like this one in particular just because, as most collectors do, I really enjoy cards where the design and the color scheme matches the team colors. And obviously red is a prominent color for the Washington Nationals. So I think this particular parallel of the card is kind of cool. But I like the card itself for three reasons. First and foremost, I just love the photograph. I think this is, as good as it gets for Stadium Club and as good as it gets for a modern baseball card, period. Juan is, sitting, awaiting his turn to step into the box. And just the way that he's positioned here, and especially that the light along the top of the card, it looks like this was taken, right at dusk as the stadium lights were coming on. And it's just an awesome image. I think it's memorable and a pretty significant photograph that I certainly appreciate as almost like a small work of art. So that's the first reason. Secondly, it's a 2019 card, and that is, of course, the season that the Nationals won the World Series, which is memorable to me. My wife and I took a road trip down to DC for a few days in the fall of 2019, and we were there during the playoff run. We didn't go to any games, but did see them on the TV at a bar or two while we were out, and it was just kind of cool to be in the area while they were marching their way towards the World Series. So I like that it's a 2019 card of his. And then lastly, this is his first Stadium Club card. So, Juan debuted in the middle of the season in 2018. So he did not necessarily make all of the 2018 products, even though he did have an amazing early start to his career. And so he does not have a 2018 Topps Stadium Club rookie card, so to speak. So this is also significant because it is his first Topps Stadium Club card. So that is the first one that I have as part of this recently built mini collection, is that red foil version. I do think, I'm a collector, not an investor, but I do think that's one of those cards in any flavor, red foil, even base, that is going to have some value in the future if Soto pans out, just because it is his first Stadium Club card. I'm already finding that it's hard to track down a red foil for any less than like $5 to $10 range. So, I mean, that's not an expensive card, but, I think now is the time to pick one up if you do have an interest in that one, because if he has another good season or two here or really starts putting it together, I think those will be more like a $20 to $30 card. The other one that I have to go with that is already a $20 card. So I did pay $20 even for this with free shipping. This is like the orange parallel. I think these were a retail parallel in 2019, but they are somewhat difficult to track down. I did not check eBay right before I recorded this video, but I know at the time that I purchased this for $20, it was the only copy of this that I could locate anywhere on the internet for any price. It was the only one on eBay. There were none of these listed on ComC at all, none on Sport Lots. No matter how much money you had to throw at the situation, if you wanted a copy of this card immediately, this was the only one you could buy. And, you know, based on what I was seeing with the red foil and that one becoming more scarce and expensive, and my love for this card, I felt like that was a decently solid investment, and I did plunk down the cost of a retail blaster to bring that parallel home. But I'm glad I did. Whoop. And I'll be moving these guys into one-touch holders after we're done recording here. And then the third and final piece of this mini collection is one that was inspired by Eddie from Eddie's Baseball Autographs. So if you're not familiar with his channel, he is a huge Stadium Club fan, so I think he may appreciate this mini collection based on that. And one of the things that he has shown off recently in some of his videos are the oversized box topper cards. So these are exactly what they sound like. They would come on the top of your hobby box as a 1 per box insert, and they're basically these extra large oversized versions of the Stadium Club base cards that are in the 2019 release. And I'm sure you can guess where this is going at this point, but based on, you know, and inspired by seeing some of those on Eddie's channel and knowing how much I love this particular photograph and how much I enjoy this card, I did go ahead and pick up the oversized box topper version as well. Was able to bring this home for like $5, and I think it was either free shipping or like maybe $1 in shipping, which is really not that bad when you think about it for an oversized item like that. Great packaging job by the seller, and I like that they included the wrapper here that I can store it in. So yeah, that is the mini collection that I have for today. The 2019 Topps Stadium Club Juan Soto. I think it's a sneaky good card, and highly recommend picking up, you know, any version of this that you can find. I did not actually have a base version to include in the video, but obviously that is a solid card as well. I think there's also a very rare black and white parallel, and if you have an unlimited budget or good hobby funds, there are even some autographed versions on card of this particular card out there as well. So hope you enjoyed this. I certainly love this card. I think this is a job well done by Topps, and it's a very fitting first card of a star player in the Stadium Club line. So I hope you enjoyed it as well, and I appreciate everybody stopping by to check out this mini collection, and I will be back soon with some more sports card content. Take care.